it's me, your favorite mission girl, wannabe Jedi, and resident Disney nerd, or freak, however you want to view it, Caitlin. I know it's been a while, like over a week or something, but I was really busy. Like I said, after Star Wars Celebration wrapped on the 17th, I actually went out of town on the 18th. I went to this really cool place called Michigan's Adventure. Had an awesome time with all my cousins and my aunt and my uncle and my dad. It was really great. There was like no crowds. Beautiful, gorgeous day, which was so great because for a while it looked like it was going to rain in the morning. Actually didn't rain. Turned out to be very nice. Not too hot, not too cold. It was the perfect day to go. It was really fun. I spent a lot of time with one of my favorite cousins, Rebecca. We basically just rode a ton of rides. It was awesome, and we stayed till the park closed at 9, so I was actually riding rides up to about 8:50. I think the last ride I went on was about 8:50, 8:55, so I was on rides up till the park closed, so it was really nice. Had a lot of fun. I did not go on any new rides, but I made up for it by going on more rides. On the rides I did go on, I went on them more often because usually I only go on the rides like a couple times each. But I went on them a lot more. And I definitely learned my lesson. I wore my street clothes over my bathing suit and I didn't bring a spare change to change into. And we went on Grand Rapids, the water ride, and I got soaked. So, I definitely learned my lesson. From now on, next time I go, I will definitely take a second pair of street clothes to change into, just in case the clothes I bring with me are dry. Luckily, I didn't spend that much time in the water park, and I didn't go on any water rides after I was done. So, luckily, my street clothes were actually dry by the time we left, so there was like, meh. But lesson learned. I definitely learned my lesson, and after we did it, we went on it a second time, and I promptly took off my shorts and my t-shirt and rode it in my swimsuit. So I learned my lesson, definitely. But in the end, it was really fun. I had an amazing time, and I was still on a Star Wars high because, of course, Star Wars Celebration. I was totally still on a Star Wars high, and I was on a Star Wars high pretty much all that week. Then this past Sunday, I went to a minor league baseball team. My hometown, Midland, has a minor league baseball team here in town. It's called the Great Lakes Loons. My dad and I went with a few people from my church, and we had a really great time. It actually started out really bad. It was raining and cold, and then the sun came out and it got hot. We went on a tour of the facility. We got to see, like, below ground. We got to see the Clinton Lumber Kings. That was who the Loons were playing. We got to see some of their players warming up in the batting cages. We got to see the suites. Had a really great time. It was fun. The Sun and the Loons won. Actually, they won by a lot. I think it ended up being like 6-1 or something, so it was a really good game. Tonight, actually, I think happening right now, the Loons are doing Star Wars night, and I really wish I was there because they are having appearances and meet and greets with Darth Vader, Princess Leia, and Luke. I would love to go. Unfortunately, I wouldn't stay for the entire game because I have an issue with fireworks, and it is a fireworks game tonight. And yes, this is BB-8. I'm holding him on my lap today because he won't stay put where he's supposed to be. So, BB's on my lap today. But yeah, it was great. So, I've pretty much been on a Star Wars kick. I actually went to a used bookstore in town, which is closing, which is sad. And I got like a freaking lot of Star Wars books. I have like pretty much, if I get any more, right now as it is, I could fill up an entire shelf, maybe a shelf and a half, with all the Star Wars books I own. Because I have all the Jedi Apprentice, I have the movie novels, and I'm working on getting the canon books, and as of right now I'm only missing 3, which I have to order online. And Ahsoka's coming out in October, and so, yeah, I've been on a Star Wars kick. But that's really because there hasn't been a lot of news about anything else. San Diego Comic-Con has taken place, and they did release the final trailer for DC's Suicide Squad. Interestingly enough, I'm not the type who really gets into superhero movies. Currently, I love the X-Men. Wolverine and Gambit are like 2 of my favorites. But that's mainly because I have to keep track of them because I read fan fiction and I like Criminal Minds. And one of my favorite fan fiction authors, Moses Anarias, has this really good X-Men Criminal Minds crossover series. And Gambit, Wolverine, and Reed are like the 3 main characters. And they're my 3 favorite characters. So that's why I keep up with X-Men, but I really like Logan. I love him. I think Wolverine is one of the coolest characters ever. And then I like Supergirl, but she's DC, but primarily the reason I like Supergirl is because she's such adorable. dork. I mean, she's cool, and then you see her and it's like, wow, she's really a dork. And it's like, ding! So, yeah, I'm not really into superheroes. Avengers, I love Avengers. I loved Iron Man. I didn't think I would, but I do. So I love Avengers. I love Iron Man. I'm trying to watch more of that stuff. But really, I don't get into it that much. I heard about Suicide Squad, and it looks interesting. And the reason it looks interesting is because, oddly enough, I don't know a lot about her, but I always found the character of Harley Quinn to be really interesting, just because based on what little I know about her, she was really kind of this normal psychologist, psychoanalyst or something, who went to work with the Joker, and he kind of, I don't know what happened or exactly, she kind of became obsessed with him, and so she changed everything to be with him and became pretty much just as insane and as crazy as he is. So I've always found the character Harley Quinn really interesting. And the Joker is much like Darth Maul in that the Joker absolutely terrifies me. I am not kidding. I have not seen the only Joker that has never scared me was the Jack Nicholson Joker. That's because Jack Nicholson, it was really just a gangster wearing clown makeup, as my brother says. But the guys who've done the Joker really well are, Heath Ledger. He did it, I started watching I can't remember, this is a set, I think it's The Dark Knight Rises. I started watching that, and I like being scared. I get easily scared. So I was watching it in my room with my lights off, and I made it through like the first 10 minutes of that movie, and as soon as I saw the Joker, as soon as the first 10 minutes of the movie, I turned it off, and I have not watched it since, because the Joker scared me so much within the first 10 minutes. I'm like, no, no, I'm done. So the Joker, he terrifies me. And then the other guy who's played the Joker that absolutely terrifies me, and I know I'm gonna get teased about this, Mark Hamill. Yes, Luke Skywalker himself. He is an amazing voice actor, and he's played the Joker, and he's done an amazing job as the Joker. And it's scary. It's really interesting though, knowing Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker and being such a big Star Wars fan, and then watching him do the voice work as the Joker. Or a couple seasons ago, he actually played a bad guy on Criminal Minds, this serial killer. And it was so interesting for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Luke Skywalker. He's kind of crazy. So it's really cool seeing Mark Hamill play a bad guy, because it's like, what's the total opposite of Luke Skywalker than you can be? Luke Skywalker's like really good and nice and kind and like awesome and amazing. What's the complete opposite? Oh, somebody who's lost their mind and is out killing people. So it's definitely fun watching Mark Hamill play the villain when I know that he's really this good guy. I like Mark Hamill. He's awesome. So yeah, the Joker definitely terrifies me. So I'm interested in seeing Suicide Squad. My brother's of the mindset that I won't like it, but I don't know. I might try it. It's got Will Smith in it. I'm kind of a Will Smith fan. I don't see a lot of his stuff. I'm really interested to see it. So I'm debating about seeing Suicide Squad. If I can get someone to go with me, I probably will go see it. Yeah, so Suicide Squad, the final trailer was dropped. It looks awesome, the final trailer. My favorite is still the Ballroom Blitz trailer. And the one they recently released where it was centered on Harley Quinn, that was pretty awesome too. But also, speaking of DC, I don't know, The Killing Joke. For the few of you who watch this who know what that is, The Killing Joke is of course coming out. I don't know if it's been released yet or not. I think it's this weekend, which is I'm trying to figure out a way to describe it because I have never seen it. My brother actually had to tell me about it because Mark Hamill retired from being the Joker, but the idea was that if they ever did The Killing Joke, he was going to come back and be the Joker. So I'm interested in seeing it because Mark Hamill's in it. It's also kind of an interesting study, the whole plot of The Killing Joke, in case you don't know, and thanks to my brother who told me, is the Joker has this idea that if you take someone, like the goodest person on the planet, the person who is nothing but good and kindness and justice, who does everything right, has an amazing life, and you utterly destroy their life, take everything that's good and great from them, ruin their life completely, that person will be just as insane and as twisted and as sick as the Joker himself. And so he decides to do this by going after Commissioner Gordon, and his idea is destroy Gordon's life, and he can destroy Gordon himself, which in turn will bring down Batman, I guess. So it's this really interesting twist that if you take completely ruin a person's life, that person will drive off the deep end, and it also provides Joker's backstory. So it's really interesting. It's also, I guess it was a little controversial because what happens to Barbara Gordon, there's some question of what exactly the Joker does to her. So it's supposed to be really interesting and very, I guess, very mind-gamey. I'm interested in seeing it, but like I said, I'm not a big superhero fan, and the Joker does terrify me. But I'm interested in seeing it. I saw the trailer for it. It was very, I saw the trailer and I'm going, wow, who was high when they did this story? So, it's definitely really interesting. I think I might see if I can get the book, the comic it's from first and read that. Then I might choose whether to see the movie or not. The movie's not going to be in theaters for very long. It's like one night only, and then you can get it on like DVD or Blu-ray. So, yeah. So, if you're interested, Suicide Squad's coming out like this week. No, next week. It's like the 5th. And then, of course, The Killing Joke 2. Very interesting DC movies. I'm more interested in seeing the Suicide Squad because it's definitely this whole idea of redemption. If you don't know what Suicide Squad is, it's basically these characters who have done like these horrible things and they have no chance of getting out, and then they said, well, we're going to put together this group of the people who've done like the worst possible things. They have no hope, and we're going to send them to do all the stuff we can't do to go fight these bad guys that we're unable to fight because we have morals and stuff and they don't. And if they succeed, well, we'll knock a few years off their sentences, and if they lose and if everything goes wrong, well, that's okay. They're the villains, they're the bad guys, we'll blame them anyway. So basically patsies. So I'm actually more interested in seeing Suicide Squad than Killing Joke, but either or, I really don't know. But that's anyway. This is supposed to be a short vlog. I will try to keep it short. Definitely more Star Wars stuff. First up, news about Episode 8. In case you weren't aware, like last week or the week before, they made the announcement that filming on Episode 8 has wrapped. So Star Wars Episode 8 has done filming. Now they're going to go move into like the pickup shots, some editing, definitely putting in all the special effects and stuff. So definitely looking forward to that. Still don't have a title yet for Episode 8. I don't remember if it took this long to get the title for Force Awakens or not, but we still don't know what Episode 8 is going to be called. I don't actually know what you could call Episode 8. I mean, Force Awakens, like this big thing, and I really don't know, but I'm definitely excited. Hopefully soon this means we'll be getting a trailer, at least a teaser trailer, because it's like, hello. No, we are still waiting for the Rogue One trailer. Hello. People like me who live streamed it, we didn't get to see it. So, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney, whoever's in control, please release the new Rogue One trailer. We have been waiting months. The last thing we got was a teaser trailer. Now we want more, okay? You've got our interest. Reel us in a little bit. Let us see this new Rogue One trailer that apparently everybody else has gotten to see. I really want to see it because I'm really excited for Rogue One. But yeah, okay, BB, I can't have you on my lap anymore. So yeah, please release the new Rogue One trailer soon. Considering it is July and Rogue One is coming out in December, it would be nice to have another trailer. But anyway, back to Episode 8. They did the Future Filmmakers panel where they talked about the new Han Solo movie and introduced the guy who's playing Han Solo. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. He really does look like Han, so it's exciting. They also brought out the Episode 8 director to talk about it. John Boyega, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill there. They couldn't release a lot of details, but interesting. John Boyega compared this director, saying the director of Episode 8 is basically making an indie film, which is very interesting, but it's going to be in line with Star Wars. Also, no time jump. Okay, some of you who probably are watching this and aren't knowing that too much about Star Wars, here's the thing. Star Wars movies, for the most part, have these time jumps in them. For instance, Phantom Menace, so we're going to actually go in orders from prequels to sequels, so I know, I'm not doing them in chronological order. Between Phantom Menace, which is Episode 1, and Attack of the Clones, which is Episode 2, there's 10 years. And I know that throws people off that it's actually 10 year difference, because in Phantom Menace, Anakin is 9, and then in Attack of the Clones, he's 10. Well, it's explained that he turns 10 right after Phantom Menace. So, there's 10 years between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Then between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, there's 3 years. So, Anakin goes from 9 to 20 to 23. And then he becomes Darth Vader. Sad but true. And then we have this big gap between Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars A New Hope. And I think that's like a 18 to 20 year gap. I don't remember. I used to think it was 18, but some places say Luke was 20 when he left Tatooine. So I'm starting to think that's like somewhere between 18 and 20 years between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope. And then I think there's like a 1 to 2 year gap between, at least 1 to 3 years between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and then I think it's another year between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So they have these time jumps. And then between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, it's like, I think it's between 20 and 30 years. So you have these time jumps between these movies that range from 1 year to practically 30 years. But this time, there's not going to be a time jump between 8 and 7. Because a few months ago we got that wonderful video that was posted. It was basically the production announcement for episode 8, where basically we see Rey and Daisy and Mark as Rey and Luke standing, and basically the mirror image of the ending shot from episode 8, with Rey holding out the lightsaber to Luke, basically silently asking him to come back. We need the Jedi once again, and you're the last Jedi, so we kind of need you. But it was basically that mirror shot, and then it cuts away and you hear cut episode 8, welcome to episode 8, and that was basically the announcement that filming had begun. I thought that was kind of weird. At the time I didn't really understand it, but the announcement is there is no time jump, no gap between 7 and 8. Episode 8 starts right where episode 7 left off. So the opening scene from episode 8 is basically the ending scene from 7. So like I said, that's going to be very interesting. This is the first Star Wars movie where there hasn't been like a gap, a time jump between the one that came ahead of it and the new one. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Also, they did try to get John Boyega to come clean about what happens to Finn because, spoiler alert, as we know, in episode 7, when we last saw Finn, he was in a coma after getting basically beaten up by Kylo Ren. So hopefully Finn comes back. I think he's one of the cooler, more interesting characters, definitely in the Star Wars universe, considering where he's come from, his backstory as FN, as a foot soldier in the First Order who broke away and realized that what they were doing was wrong and started to think for himself, and now he's a resistance fighter. So I definitely am excited to see that. So no time jump between 8 and 7, and 8 has wrapped up basic filming. So quickly on to Star Wars Rebels. I'm sure probably by now everybody is sick of hearing about the Star Wars Rebels Season 3 trailer. I've watched the trailer between 10 and 20 times, and it just gets better and better every time I watch it. It's just as intense, and I thought the mid-season trailer last year for Season 2 was pretty freaking intense. This trailer has it beat. It's like, oh, and it's like, as soon as it ends, I'm like, oh, I can breathe. Because it's like through the entire trailer, I'm sitting there going, holding my breath, and then it's like, oh. So it's really fun to watch the trailer over and over again. I covered a couple things in my last video about it, Thrawn and as the new looks and Ezra's lightsaber and Hondo's Rudge and stuff like that, but there are a few things I didn't cover because I either didn't notice them or because I felt like I'd be ruining the trailer if you hadn't seen it, because I did post it on Sunday and the trailer aired on Saturday. So first thing to note is, I don't remember if I talked about it or not, the character, the Bendu. That character, every time I watch the trailer, I'm more and more curious about him. At the panel, they basically said the Bendu is this character who's like a perfect balance between light and dark. He's like right in the middle. And he actually says that in the trailer. Light and dark, I'm the one in the middle. I'm the Bendu. And he basically views this fight between the Sith and the Jedi, the light and the dark side, as something really childish and pointless. And so it's really interesting to see how Kanan gets in contact with the Bendu, why he tried to get in contact with this being. It's going to be really interesting. Of course, he's voiced by one of the doctors from Doctor Who, the one who wore the scarf, and I can't remember his name. The only one I remember is David Tennant, and I've never seen Doctor Who, I admit that. But very interesting to note that. I gotta get my Chrome going because I do have some comments on my video from Rebels, but hopefully I can get Google up to soon so I can talk about that. But then, why do I need Google up? I don't know. Anyway, so the Bendu looks very interesting. It's also kind of a comment to, oh jeez, I forgot. There we go. The Bendu also kind of reminds me of the original Jedi, which they're not canon anymore, but originally in the Legends universe, the original Jedi who lived on Tython, their goal was that perfect balance between light and dark. You couldn't be too dark-sidey and you couldn't be too light-sidey. You had to be like, your goal was like the middle, perfectly balanced but serving the light. So I'm guessing that's kind of the idea behind the Bendu. So like I said, it's going to be a really interesting character with the Bendu. And I'm sorry if it suddenly looks like it's out of sync. I just turned on my Chrome to get my comments for my video, and I'm going to close it, or try to, I don't know. It just is acting up. I had a couple comments on my video. The one was, this one guy said he would have loved to see a season 7 of Clone Wars, like a season 7 or 8 of Clone Wars, and I agree. I think there was so much stories, so much material they had for Clone Wars that they could have done a lot more seasons than what they did. So I'm very bummed that they never did do past that, and I'm also very bummed that we never got to fully see all the episodes from 6. If you're interested and you want to see more, StarWars.com under the Rebels, not Rebels, Clone Wars. They actually did take all the unfinished material, like they had gone through and storyboarded and did rough animations, which included full voice acting and music, and they made these episodes, basically rough drafts, and they are up on StarWars.com. So if you're interested in going to see some of these episodes, these unaired episodes that were in production when they canceled Clone Wars, check out StarWars.com. They're really cool and interesting. It's basically what they showed during the Ahsoka Tano Untold Tales panel when they showed like this little 2-minute clip of an Ahsoka story after leaving the temple. That's basically what they have on StarWars.com. So it's really cool and interesting to watch. Like I said, I too wish they'd gone on. But back to what I was talking about. Another thing I note is that couple points we see Kanan with like this green creepy mist surrounding him. And since I was so excited about Thrawn, it kind of went over my head that this green mist looks a lot like Night Sister magic from Clone Wars. This is going to be interesting if it does turn out that that's Night Sister magic. Why? Well, because in terms of the story at this point, the Night Sisters pretty much no longer exist. In case you forgot, the Night Sisters lived on Dathomir, where Maul and Opress and Ventress was from. And Ventress actually goes back at one point, and Mother Talzin and the Night Sisters try to help her get revenge on Dooku. Doesn't go so well. And basically, Grievous manages to wipe out the entire Night Sister village, all except Ventress, who escapes, only later to meet her fate in Dark Disciple. So technically, by the end of the Clone Wars, there are no more Dark Sisters. There's no more Night Sisters, not Dark Sisters. There's no more Night Sisters on Dathomir. So if that is Night Sister magic in Rebels, that's going to be very interesting. Of course, you can't say there are no more Night Sisters. There are those few episodes in Season 6 with the magical pairing of Mace Windu and Jar Jar Binks. I'm sorry. It's a very interesting pairing, Mace Windu and Jar Jar Binks. But in those episodes, we do see that Mother Talzin is still alive in some kind of spirit form. So maybe it is Night Sister magic, and maybe it's Mother Talzin. But again, that'd be another interesting reason if that is Mother Talzin, if that is Night Sister magic, why Kanan would choose to go that route, why he would look for something like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that is Night Sister magic and why Kanan did that. And now I'm totally off sync. Okay, it's back. I'm sorry about that. Computer issues, but we're back. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Also, the big one came at the end. We saw that scene with Maul and Ezra sitting across from each other, and they have the holocrons out, and the holocrons merge. It's like, wait a minute. Can holocrons even do that? I mean, I know they're like little, basically they're the Jedi versions of tablets. Because you have like the recordings and like history and stuff. I mean, Depa Billaba gives Kanan her holocron because he has so many questions, and she's basically like, here, take this, use this, and it will answer all your questions. So, that would explain why it has like a holo recording of Anakin going, okay, use this lightsaber technique with these new issues, and you'll be able to like get black blaster bolts like easily. So, it's definitely, and then at the end, it's like, look away, and it explodes, and it's like, so, how? I mean, what's the point? I mean, merging the holocrons together, does that mean there's something deeper in the holocrons? That they're more than just these containers of knowledge, of lessons, I mean, Kanan's has star maps in it, okay? I mean, you look at Kanan's holocron, it's like there's no end to what that thing holds. It has the recording of the message Obi-Wan Kenobi sends out in Revenge of the Sith. It has a star map with like Jedi temple locations. It has the holo recording of Anakin giving a lightsaber lesson. And more, because Ezra says he's been using the holo recordings of Anakin to help with his lightsaber. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. And so there's so much. And then like in Clone Wars, going back and looking at Clone Wars, the holocron, that episode, the holocron heist, they needed the holocron, Cad Bane needed a holocron to get information off of a kyber crystal, which again, the kyber crystal is like, oh my gosh, it's not just for lightsabers. They use like a USB flash drive, and then also the laser of the Death Star, in case you didn't know, that was kyber crystals too. So the Jedi like to use things that are very versatile. So the merging of the holocrons, that's just like, what's the point? It's just so interesting. And of course, at the very end, Ezra saying the key to destroying the Sith, and it's like, what? And that makes me wonder back, because at one point the Bendu says, when something is seen, it cannot be unseen. So is this knowledge something that's going to destroy Ezra? Or there are just so many questions, and like a lot of fans, I am now banking on Ezra going dark in Rebels. So I am looking forward to it. Like I said, I never like to see my favorite characters go dark, but I understand why. You need to grow. I'm actually at a point struggling with that, because I'm getting ready to wrap up the current fanfiction I'm writing, Moonbeam, and get ready to work on my next fanfiction, Edge of War, which is the Attack of the Clones rewrite, and I have to decide how dark I want to push Anakin, because the whole point with Annalise is she stops him from going totally dark-sidey, but that still doesn't mean he doesn't have that darkness in him. But how far do I want to push him in this rewrite I'm doing for Attack of the Clones? Do I want to push him as far as it goes in the movie Attack of the Clones? Do I want him to go that far and commit the massacre of the Sand People? Do I want to push him that far, or do I want to push him just a little but not too far? So and that's the problem. I know characters have to turn dark, go through a dark place in order to grow, but I just don't like it. But I understand why. So, but seeing Ezra go dark would definitely be interesting, especially since Kanan does make a reference in the first season after Ezra touches the dark side with the Fear Nox, and he makes a Kanan makes a and then later when he takes Ezra to go get his go to the Temple of Lothal, and he connects with Yoda, and Kanan vows that Ezra will never go down the path Kanan went down. It makes me wonder, did Kanan himself at some point between Order 66 and meeting up with Hera go down a dark path himself and touch the dark side? And did he touch the dark side more than just Ezra did at that one instance? So that makes me wonder if we're going to learn more about what happened to Kanan in between. So yeah, I'm just so excited, and the trailer definitely has raised more questions than answers, so I can't wait. I'm totally looking forward to Star Wars Rebels Season 3. I wish it was fall right now, so it would be on air. So I'm really excited. I can't wait. I have to catch up on some stuff. I have to catch up on the Lego Star Wars Freemaker Adventures because I watched the first episode and it was really interesting, so I'm going to go see if I can find that. But yeah, so Rebels Season 3. Are we getting excited? Got any theories? So, let me know. Thank you to the people who commented on my last video. And also, I have to say a huge thank you before I get going. I cannot believe how many views my video for Star Wars Rebels Season 3 trailer has been getting. I know I don't have the flashiest videos. I don't have the nicest videos. Basically, I'm sitting on my bed in my bedroom. But thank you so much for everyone who is watching that. It makes me so happy. I was floored when my recap for Twilight of the Apprentice did as well as it did. And so I'm beyond amazed at how well my last video did. So thank you so much. I'm not asking for that many views with every video, but it gives me such a confidence boost when I post that one video and it hits that high number. So thank you a million bazillion times. Thank you for the people who commented. Unfortunately, I can't pull up your comments right now because of issues with my computer, but I will definitely try to get them into the next video. I do agree with the one comment saying there should be more seasons of Clone Wars. Yes, there should have been more seasons of Clone Wars. They should have gone on with it. I mean, I understand Disney wanting to take it off the air so that they could focus on Rebels, but I really don't see how that could have been an issue, airing Clone Wars and Rebels at the same time, or maybe wrapping up Clone Wars first and then doing Rebels. So, but I do agree, we should be more seasons. It looks so amazing. I'm so excited for Rebels Season 3. I'm getting so excited. I am literally like, my mind now most of the time is just focused, laser focused on Star Wars. So, yeah, so thank you for watching this. I said it was going to be a short video. It's not a short video. I apologize. But thank you so much for watching this. If you like this, please don't hesitate, like or subscribe. If you have any questions, if you have any theories, if you have anything you'd like me to cover in future videos, go ahead and leave me a comment below. So, comment below and don't forget to click like or subscribe. I will see you guys later. I gotta get going because I want to get this posted before dinner and it's almost 5 o'clock. So, once again, I am Caitlin, your favorite Michigan girl, wannabe Jedi, and resident Disney nerd or freak, however you want to look at it. I'll catch you guys later. I'm not sure when my next vlog posting will be, but trust me, I will be posting one next week. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment. Blech. Take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys next week, and as always, may the Force be with you.